In all of life there is a rhythm. All things living carry out this tune. You have to understand how things are up here. In all of life there is a rhythm. All things living carry out this tune.
Gemini, how you getting on, guys? Yes, your June 2020 tarot reading. How you getting on, Gemini? So I've got a load of channel messages for you guys, and then we'll look into your actual tarot card reading. I've got quite a few things that are changing, so please make sure that you watch until the end, because I will explain somewhere towards those. But I picked up straight away for you guys for June, well-oiled machine, well-oiled, oiling. I'm picking up like aromatherapy for some reason, or Rome, the actual place, Rome, but I'm picking up aromatherapy, or some kind of like therapy. Something is very therapeutic to you guys, but I'm definitely picking up aroma, okay? Or roaming, like roaming around, but I'm definitely picking up aromatherapy. I haven't wrote this, but it's just sort of like being said. Someone is looking into actual predictions. They're also saying like predicting weather, like weather predicting, or like a conductor of like conducting something, or constructing, like construction worker, or conducting like an orchestra. So hopefully you like the music that I will explain towards the end if a lot of you are interested. But like a well-oiled machine, or it is like digging for oil. I'm also picking up Pisces, don't ask me why, but before, a long time ago, there was a reading to do with like gold digging, okay? So I don't know if you're like digging for gold or something, and it is to do with oil, and it's to do with like land and plotments or something like that, or plotting something in order that you know that it's a well-oiled machine, or a car. Like it's either a car or a company or something, but it's well-oiled. Is all they keep saying. Like it's a will also. They're saying that some of you, it is an actual will that you are, I mean, hopefully not, because someone would have passed if you're getting a will, but some of you know about this. Now it's either the name William, because I am picking up William, which was also short for Bill, okay, or Bill is short for Will, but there's also a will, like an actual plot of land or money that someone has left somebody, a gift or something to do with this will, because it is a well-oiled machine of investment. Now, whatever it is that you're investing in, I think that you're investigating into that because you know that it's well-oiled plan, that something that you've been constructed for quite some time now, and that you know that you're really putting in the work now for June. Now this is only mid-month May for me that I'm doing this, so they're kind of saying that something that you've been doing during May, that you are now about to like really put the work in, right? Okay, so that was just very quickly. So the things that I picked up was well organized. Organizing, I'm seeing people actually like physically organizing so much stuff. Like I've got this organized, I've got that organized, and I've got that organized. It's a bit like a file of facts, or faxing, like faxing a lot of people, or taxing a lot of people. I don't know. I think that you could well be a tax, doing your taxes, doing your own taxes, or like it's either taxi service, which is like obviously like travel company taxi service, but also taxes. Okay, so you might be doing that yourself, or looking into an accountant, or you are an accountant, but there is something to do with like taxes. Okay, also owning a company that is a taxi cut. It's a bit like Steve Taxis. There is actually a company called Steve Taxis here. But like Steve's Taxis, it's like, okay, I'll taxi this, and I'll tax that, and I'll tax this, and I'll tax that. So there's a lot of like tax, like putting on taps, also taps, waterworks. I'm picking up taps. Some of you, this is like going through your books because you are about to move or invest in something, and you're going through your taxes in order to be able to see what you can afford, where you can invest, and then you are looking into like taps, sinks, that you are physically like looking into a move, or like furniture, all that kind of stuff. Because they keep saying taps for some reason, taps, like tapping. It could be a like, or it could be tapping, like physical taps. or you might hear a tapping noise, they're saying, I'm not sure, like in your car. Okay, so you might be investing in a car because the one that you have, you might start to hear a tapping noise, which would be the tapestries, also tapestries I'm picking up for some of you. But they're saying that your car might start tapping. So if you've got a car, I actually don't own a car. I have a company car. I just actually don't own my own car, to be honest. I don't see the value in cars, to be honest. I think everything gets you from A to B. But I mean, your feet definitely do, and your head does. But because they lose value, cars, in my opinion. But I'm picking up that if a lot of you have a car, that it could well start to tap. Now, if you do anything travelling, you might realise that your car is tapping during this time. I've got no idea, but they're saying tapping, okay? And that's all they keep saying is taps, 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 tax, tax, and tax, and tax. Some of you really are like doing your taxes, like you are. They keep saying taxi driving, but also like taxes. Like you could be a, what do you call them? People that do tax, right? Or you could be looking into doing it yourself, or you're going over your books. Okay, now. Preparation, divination. I also heard divination or devastation or divination, but hopelessly devoted to you was something that I picked up. Now, divination was obviously a lot of supernatural kind of supernatural feeling and supernatural being. So what I'm picking up through that is that it's like a well-oiled machine of supernatural, that whatever it is that you're doing in the natural, right, which is like aromatherapy now is what they're saying, that if you're doing aromatherapy and like some kind of like therapy, like massages or therapy or whatever that kind of thing is, whatever that you do that is therapeutic to you, that's in alignment with you, and then whatever you do therapy wise, which can be anything physical or mental, okay, whatever you do physically, then that's a well-oiled machine of something that you are planning to really go ahead on, as that's going to bring in more money, but it's going to require more taxes, they're saying. So some of you are like running backwards and forwards with this taxi thing, like taxing and taxes. So they're also saying divination of supernatural beings. So whatever it is that you're doing that's supernatural, that you're efficient with that. Sorry if I'm getting very confused, Gemini. I haven't done any readings for a while. Whatever it is that you're doing supernatural wise is that there are like, is your calling, is what I'm saying. So they're saying that that's your well-oiled machine, and you're doing a lot to do with machineries as well. I'm not sure, like machines, like I'm picking up come on here boy, have a cigar, you're gonna go far, The Machine by Pink Floyd. But a lot of like machining, like I don't know if they, because I'm picking up people that do the sewing. Okay, sewing, but like, and then there's a, and it's like, this is like really working out the way I want it, and I'm sewing this and sewing that. They're definitely saying sewing, Soham also, the place Soham. There is a Soham in here, not far from where I am, but I know there is in other places. Soham, okay. Also Soham. That's one of my favourite bands, and I'm lost for words. Are they called Soham? Soham. They're called Soham. One of my actual favourite bands is Soham. But Soham and sewing are coming through as words for you. Okay, so whatever they relate to you during this time of June, Gemini. So hopelessly devoted to you also was one of the main things. But it's... Since you pushed your love aside, I'm out of my head. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. Someone is hopelessly devoted to you. They can't get over you, Gemini, whatever it seems to be, or you're devoted. It's like I'm showing so much devotion, and so much devotion, and I'm so like into you and into this thing, whatever it is that you're really into. I think that you're really into something, and someone, as relationship-wise, is really into you, okay, is what they're saying. But they're saying that since you pushed my love aside, so if you put love on the back burner and you concentrated on your well-oiled machine, I think since you pushed your love aside, someone's going out of their head, but they're hopelessly devoted, right? So they're very much devoted to you, which is loyal, which could be Leo or Virgo. I'm picking up those flavours of earth. fire, but earth. I'm picking up Virgo, loyal. Okay, or Laura, or Lolly. I'm also picking up lollipop, oh, lollipop, oh, lollipop. Boom, boom, boom. Where that's coming from, I don't know. Are you listening to that? But lollipop, like flavour of the month is what they're saying. Like you could be doing anything to do with food or articles, or you are the flavour of the month. It's a bit like the charts. If you like, it's like, come on, pop pickers. It's like, you are the flavour of the month. Or you are doing something to do with like flavours. Is it a flavour flav? Or flavouring, like putting my own flavour into it. Right? So it's kind of like, well, I've got my thing, so all I need to do is add my own mixture into it. Some of you could be mixing and stuff like that. Hopefully you really like my music, okay? But flavours, flavouring, and flavouring. Like whatever it is, it's like, that's the flavour of the month. You're the flavour of the month, and I'm just going to put my like stamp on it and put my flavour in it and test it. I don't know why it's like I'm being tested, but there is a test and I'm putting my own stamp on it. And like it's a bit like patenting something to say it's yours. I know that I'm going into that. Okay, patenting, patterns. See, some of you're into like crochet or something, and it's like patterns, and you're doing that kind of art, or you're painting. Some of you, but whatever it is that some of you that you're kind of like putting your stamp on it to say that it's yours, and you're like programming it to make it work, whatever it is, which could still be machinery and things. So I don't know why I'm kind of seeing that sort of stuff. Okay, but if it's like your stamp of approval is yours, and you're looking into like legal rights to make sure that it's all legal, it's all above board, and I'm putting my stamp, my flavour on it, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's just a few channel messages. Okay, so just a brief, quick interlude. Just before I go onto the channel, onto the tarot card reading. Okay, so if you like the music, a lot of people have asked, okay, and things over Patron, they have changed now. So what I'm going to do is this reading now, which is your month general overview, that will still go to the $5 readings, like everybody is kind of like joined as well, which is the $5 readings. Your monthly reading will go there, which is this one. After this, when I do you versus them, how they feel about you, and other things that I have coming up in a project, I thought that in order to give everybody all of my attention, in order to be able to channel and everything a lot more, I would rather just be able to do one video instead of like this part and then the next part, and then upload 2 lots and then get all confused with it, get exhausted by the amount of stuff that I kind of physically have to do as well. So I thought I would rather just put that in tier 2 for people. So there will be things that do not come out on YouTube, and they will only be on the tier 2. Now a lot of people have stuck in there with me, and they are still subscribed to that, and I really do appreciate it. And you can go right back to 2016, 17 or 18, I think, somewhere around that line, and you can watch all the old ones, all these new ones still that have been coming out, but then there will be videos that only come out on tier 2, and I won't be on YouTube as much. And I can hopefully do different readings on YouTube, but stick with the channel messages and everything that I would rather do that I've got planned for tier 2. So if you join, you get those, and also the music. Now the music, I've been doing, trying to do an album as well. Okay, so if you are interested in it, I'm going to put those onto that tier 2 as well, so you can download a WAV file or an MP3 file as well. Okay, now if you are just interested in the music by any chance, and you only just kind of like want to listen to that on your iPod or anything like that, there will be a separate tier where I'll just do it very cheaply, so you can join for a month, and then you can have access to the MP3 or WAV file, and you can download them yourselves. Okay, so I will do that separately. But if you want to go over to Patreon and check everything, it is all there, and it will explain what you get for the tiers. Okay, but generally at the moment in my head, what I really want to do is be able to focus a lot more on the people that have stuck in there with me that go to tier 2, so I can do full readings and not have to break them up and do all of this talking and interrupting the readings and everything else. So I would rather just do the Patreon thing. Okay, so we'll tell you over that. Okay, so Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for June. So we're just going to start now. Okay, for June, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for June. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for June 2020. Can you tell that I've got a Gemini moon? Okay, but I definitely picked up monsoon as well, like soon, something soon, like monsoon. But also that came through Montreal, came through for the last reading that I did, which was Taurus. But soon, they're saying something's very soon. soon, like, oh, well, I need a break, I'm taking a break, I'm taking a rest. It's very personal. Sacred is also the Four of Swords. Taking a well-deserved rest. So June, Gemini, Sun rising in Venus. Because this is trying to bring the past back to life. It's like we need to put some life into this connection, because it seems to be, or something seems to be like, well, we need to put it to rest. Do we put it to bed? And this could physically be someone that you are putting to rest. You might have a family member that you're putting to rest, but you would obviously know that one. Okay, Gemini, something rising in Venus for June. Gemini, something rising in Venus for June. Star, there you go, star. Star maker, dream breaker. Did you break someone? Break. Or broke into something? Like broke into an idea of something that's really going to help you, Gemini. Now, a lot of you, I don't want to stick with the bad messages for people anymore. I am picking up like a break-in. This is more of a breakthrough, okay? It's a breakthrough. It's an epiphany. It seems that whatever it is that you're aligned with, the stars are pretty much aligning to say, you've got the go-ahead, you've got that. You are like, well, this is my dream, this is my wish, this is what I want, this is what I want to be, and this is what I've become. Okay, so I'm taking a break from certain things, and I've got a lot of wishes also. But this can also be a death wish. I'm sorry, but I have to say that one, because that is also a death wish for somebody. Okay, so I don't know, I mean, obviously no one's wishing anybody, but if someone is wishing anybody any ill will, do not wish anybody any ill will out there, because if you are, it's not working. Okay, that's for a cross watcher, because you can't wish someone bad health, because this can be wishing someone, I don't know why I picked up on death wish, I've got no idea. So I have to say these in case they're channel messages for somebody, but I picked up on death wish, or witch. Ooh, hopefully nobody's a witch. I don't know why. I swallowed a fly. Okay, 2. So, sorry, that's just really freaked me out. I don't know why I'm caught on with that one. Like someone has a wish. Like, it's a bit like blow a candle here, okay? Like candle making. Some of you could be candle makers. Like I think you're actually physically making a candle or something, like making them your own. But this is, well, we're crossed. I'm also picking up we're at a crossroads. What do we do? Because we're on a break. This is also a school term holiday break as well. It's but like, well, we're on break, or you're actually having a break from your relationship and you're concentrating on your wishes. Because you're confused, because there's a confused energy of 2. What do we do then? Let's see. Gemini, Sun, rising in Venus for June. Because I think I keep picking up on wish a lot. Like I wish and I wish and I wish and I hope. There's a lot of hope, or the name hope. Yeah, so you've got the King of Swords. So there's a lot of study. There's a lot of like masculinity around you, which could be you, Gemini. Sorry if I'm a bit like Lloyd off Dumb and Dumber at the moment. I just washed my hair and it's very hot, and I've also got the fan on. But the King of Swords. A lot of study, a lot of practicing. This is a lot of practice. It's taking a lot of practice. This is also a practitioner of a counsellor. You could be going to counselling with your partner, okay? But this is like standing your ground, being firm in your convictions. There's a lot of being firm also. Fitness and health, but a lot of firm. It's like a firm belief, and a structure that I have is a firm belief that we are meant to be together. Aquarian energy too. So it's a firm belief. Like I have a firm belief. Firm belief. Like fumble or fumbling. Fumbling. It's a bit like someone fumbles around. Okay, it's a bit like accident prone. You know, it's a bit it's a bit like fumbling, okay, stumbling. It's like don't run before you can walk. There could be children around you. There's a little bit like don't run before you can walk, so there's a lot of practicing and going over it and going over it and going over it to make sure that you don't stumble, okay? But I'm also picking up like a lot of fumbling around, like a lot of like messing around, like a lot of, I don't know why they keep saying like messing around or fumbling around, like tinkering, because I'm hearing like tinkering, a lot of tinkering around. It's kind of like ting, 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 tinkering around. What? Because I'm picking up a lot of steel, like a lot of steel works. Steel works, like ting, 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 steel works. Which are like the pots and pans and stuff, right? I don't know. I don't know. What else to say that? I don't know. Let's see. Gemini, Sun, working Venus for June. Gemini, Sun, working Venus for June. See? Left out. I feel left out. I feel pushed out. You've got too much work. It feels like, well, I've got loads of work. I've got my dreams. I've got my wishes. I've got my wants. I've got my needs. But what I don't need is holding back. Well, not holding back. It feels like that someone wants into your energy, but they see that you're doing well. But it's kind of like, well, what am I going to get from this here? Because there's kind of like a home here, home from home, and I'm getting everything that I want and everything that I need. So I don't need anything. So there's kind of like, well, I need you. There's kind of like, I need to focus and I need to have my attention. And it's like, well, yeah, but I need your attention for something. So I feel like someone has this fear around them of not knowing how to approach this King of Swords in order to, like, when they're studying and when they're practicing. It could be because you're entrepreneurial. The King of Swords is very entrepreneurial. He will do this, do this. He will have his fingers in many pies. The King of Swords, okay. So there's a lot of like home belief, like I work from home, I do this at home alone. There's like I work from home and I am home alone on my own, or leave me alone. I'm not sure what that is. I'm hearing a song, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, I'm trying to think how that goes. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me this way. I can't stand. But again, it's like there's someone in your energy, but they don't know if they're in your energy. It's like, well, I don't know if they're like, am I here or am I there or where am I? Like, where do we actually fit in together? Because you're alone and I'm also home alone. So what are you, in a relationship but apart from your person, or you're single, home alone? Or do you just basically work home? But it's like, I'm a single mum, I'm a single parent, I work from home, I support the family, I support the kids, and I take people in that need my support. So there's a lot of like taking things in to consideration. But there's someone on the excerpt that wants exile. I'm also picking up exile, exercise or exile, being extinct. It's like extinction. They keep saying extinction. Like a distinction or something, a detection or distinction, like is a mark. I'm also picking up the name mark or a distinction of a mark. Now we did come out through May about this mark, and some people, and I come up with mark of the devil, and someone actually said that they actually had the devil tattoo, right? But distinction, it's a bit like a headmaster or a teacher. And it's like getting a distinction or a detention. It's like a detention centre. Okay, some of you could work at a detention centre and you work for the people, obviously people that are on parole and all that kind of stuff, and you are the person that does all that kind of thing, right? Parole officer. It's also a parole officer. Someone being released on parole and you do that. Or someone that you know is being released on parole. Because this is like a freedom, like I need freedom and I need like space and I need time and I need like time to work and study, and I'm home alone and I work from home. But there is also someone on the outset that wants to know, well, I feel like pushed out and pushed, like feel like I'm alone. So if you're alone and I'm alone, then I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. It's a bit like a desolate. You know when you go out, right, and you walk through your town, pretty much like my one, and there is nothing, and there is no one, and it's just all quiet. And there's no one around. And that's the distinct feeling that I'm getting, like, there's just no one around. It's a bit like walking through a estate or something, and you drive through it, and it's like, where is everybody? Where's everybody? Where is everybody? I keep saying that. Where is everyone? Well, I'm working. So someone now is like thinking, well, we're not speaking, but I'm here and we're in a relationship, possible, but I'm in a relationship with just my children. That's all I want. It's just my kids. That's it. You know, I just look out my kids, but they're not always talking to me. So it's like, well, what's for your highest good and what's for your highest need? You know, if you've got younger children, then they're different. If you've got older children, that's also different. So they're not all in the same category of that. There is someone out there that's like, well, I'm home alone with just my child, and that's all I want. That's all I need. It's just me and my kids. They're all kid, and that's it. Okay, so this is relating to a parent, which is a father or mother. Okay, now, Gemini, what is it that I always get very confused when I do your readings? So there is also, that is someone who's kind of like, well, I put myself out. I put myself out. You know, I put myself out for a reason of why we're not talking. Because I'm picking up someone put someone's fire out, which I can't swear on YouTube really anymore. I can on when I go over to the other side. That's why I really want to do something with that. But again, it's kind of like, well, I put myself out. So I'm feeling like pushed out, left out, but I'm still thinking of you and I'm still dreaming, but I'm now watching instead of talking. Because the page more than likely thinks of something, what to say before they say it. So there's a lot of like watching, thinking, analysing, checking on the person, but physically not talking. It's kind of like checking up on. This could be I mean, it's a very protective family member, put it that way, right? But they're kind of like, well, I'm just checking up on you. And this person's kind of like, oh, like just leave me. It's a bit like a teenager or something as well. You know, when they come in and they just go straight upstairs into the room, shut the door, and they crack on with their music, they put it on real loud and something like that, okay? And the parents like, hello, you know, you come down for your tea? And they're like, no, not yet. It's a bit like that, you know? Someone that goes through the grunge effect or something or whatnot, you know? And they want private. This is privacy, you see? If you do have children, they're asking for privacy. You know, something's very private and very personal and saying, I haven't got time. Just stop asking, please don't ask questions. That is also like a teenager. Okay, but there is also someone that's very young around you. Now, if you've got in relationships, it feels like someone put themselves out, but they're thinking of you, but it feels like that you, I don't know if you're talking or not during this time. Because I keep picking up like this person puts themselves out. It's kind of like, well, I'm putting myself out for everything, but I'm putting myself in a relationship, I put myself out. Because someone does want back in, but they're thinking, well, why have I put myself out? Or why do I feel put out? Or why? Or it could be, if you are talking to your person, why do I feel put out when I have to get your attention in a certain manner, is what this person's thinking. I have to get your attention somehow. So how can I get that? And how can I draw your attention away from work and focus it more on me? See, it's because it could either be a younger energy or a younger person that is, I mean, they're really needing attention here because they're also alone. Okay, so it feels like, well, when I'm alone, how can I think of a plan to get your attention away from your dream, your wish, and your work? And how can I do that? So it depends what starts to come out through the rest of your reading. If someone starts to do something daft to get your draft, I'm also picking up like a draft here, a drafting someone. I don't know, it's a bit like you've been served kind of thing, like serving someone. You've been served. Hello, I'm free. It's like, are you free? It's like, yeah, I'm free. It's like, well, I was just thinking about when it is that I can actually contact you if you're at work all the time. And it's like, well, I'm here. So I don't know where this, because I'm picking up fear for some reason, fear, right? And it's like, well, I fear talking to you. I fear what you're going to say. Or I fear, and someone here is like overanalyzing a situation and they're thinking way too much. That's really what I'm picking up for the progression of your reading, Gemini, is that someone is like overanalyzing a situation and they're thinking way too much. And then what that is someone on the outset because they don't know how to approach this king, which is a masculine energy, of like, well, I don't know what to say. So it's like, well, I haven't got anything to say. So then it's like, well, say what you want, but don't leave me. With no direction. It feels like that this king has got direction. They've got plans, they've got hopes, they've got wishes, they've got what they want, and they've got focus and direction. But this person feels like, well, I haven't got any direction without you, but I don't know how to get directed. There's a lot of like direction, is all they keep saying. Like direction. Or Derek. The name Derek or direction. I need some guidance, I need some help, I need some direction. What do I do? When can I speak to you? I don't know. But that's a feeling, but that's a thought. That is a thought and a feeling that's coming from this person here. Is like, well, I don't know when to actually talk to you. Like, I don't know if I can, if I should, or if I would. I'm still thinking about you. But what I'm doing is analysing a situation of whether we're still together, whether I can talk, or when we can talk. It's a little bit of the song of when will I see you again? When will I see you? Because you're more likely not seeing this person. You might be seeing them, dating, but you might not be able to see them. Because this is not speaking, so it can also be seeing, right? But this is like, well, we're not seeing each other. Are we? Or are we not? Or can we actually physically go and see? Oh, I'm getting very confused. Gemini, sorry. Okay, guys, so we're going to go over to the other side and then continue on with the reading and then clarify loads of stuff. Okay, so like I said, this one will go to the $5 reading. But the other ones after this, they will just go to the Tier 2 memberships, okay? But what we do is we go into more in depth in the other readings that are really on Tier 2, because there will be how to think about you, how do they feel about you, the channeled messages and stuff will just come out over there for those guys. Okay, so if you want to join, you have obviously options. But if you want a personal reading, you can also reach out from the Show More section in the description, in the description below. Okay, all right, guys, thanks very much. Hope you have a great June, and I will also see you soon.